Hi, guys. Good afternoon and welcome to Insights Radio. It is your number one online finance radio station right here in the city of Lagos. It is always a great time to be hanging out with you guys on the show Finance Affairs. Before we go any further, my name is Kewe Akindola, and of course, I am your host. Today, we're going to be talking real estate. We chose real estate because real estate is one of the in things, when it comes to investment in Nigeria and even around the world at the moment. So the essence of this show is to bring, to keep you informed so you're aware of why you should be investing in real estate and what real estate is all about. I hope I wasn't rushing my words. Okay, so hanging out with me on the show today, talking about real estate is Mr. Rafael Ochokwa, who is a real estate consultant. You're welcome, sir.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Thank you for coming on the show.
All right.
I hope I didn't murder your name, please.
No.
I got that right,
You got it
Rafael
very
Ochokwa.
right.
Okay, so he is a real estate consultant, and today he'll be telling us a little more about real estate and, like I said earlier, why we should be investing in real estate. So over to you. Tell us what Tell us what is real estate about right now.
The best description of real estate is a piece of land with all the natural and artificially imputed structure on them. Natural resources are the air you breathe in, the water, the rocks, the weeds, the trees, and all that together form what we call real estate. And the artificially imputed human structures are the building, the edifices you see around pieces of land, which is called real estate.
Real estate.
So that is the simple description of real estate, or what it is about.
What it is.
Yes.
So in basic terms, real estate is like land.
Yes.
Just a land.
And all you have
and all
around
you have
it and
around
upon
it
it.
and
Yes.
upon it. Okay, great. So real estate now has been in existence for a long time, right?
Yeah.
So would you like to give us like a brief history?
Well, real estate has been as ancient as modern civilization.
Okay.
It'd been there before a modern stock exchange came to be or to being.
Okay.
And from the nomadic culture to when men became itinerant headsmen, till the industrial age, and up till this day, real estate has been there. So it's not just, a thing of the moment.
Yeah.
It's been there old as human culture and civilization began.
Okay. So why is real estate a big deal at this time?
I think it has
because really been, like you said, it's always been there.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, more people are becoming aware of real estate, and it's like the people that know want to get into it. So why do you think in this time or at this time it's becoming something that a lot of people want to get involved in?
I think the reason why it is as if people are just getting aware about the importance of real estate investment today is because of the fact that let me just say this way, that it's a lack of information and a lack of knowledge, I would say, because real estate has ever been a big thing. The likes of Donald Trump, who is the president of the United States of America, he's been playing in that industry for over the years.
Wow.
A chunk of his wealth was actually from real estate. And I can tell you categorically that he's going to practice real estate to the last day of his existence here on earth. So it's been around for that long. It's been around for that long.
So people now are just becoming they're just finding out so they're now trying to tap into the but it's a good form of investment, right?
A really good form of investment. Another thing I would like to add is this. I think people have been misdirected over the years, believing that other forms of investment that were known to them were the best thereof. They are only just coming to the knowledge that real estate is the realest thing you can invest in. is
The
the
real
the realest thing.
okay, so
you
real
can
estate is the
invest
realest
in,
thing. That
because
sounds
yes,
like
it's the realest thing you can
Okay.
invest in, because it's a physical, is the most physical asset that
Okay.
anybody can invest in,
Okay.
and it's safe, because every other form of investment have very high risk of volatility,
Okay.
volatility.
Yeah.
But in case of real
Real
estate,
estate.
you know what you are putting your money in, and you
Mm.
are sure of returns over a period of time.
Yeah.
So
So it's one thing that you know you when you invest, there are no losses.
yes, so some other forms of investment have failed people.
Okay.
So that drove them to a point where they began to quest for knowledge,
Okay.
to know the right places to put their money,
in.
and that is why it's becoming as if people are just waking up to the
To
reality
reality
of real estate. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Great. So now let's talk about why do you think why should I, okay, so let me use myself as a case study. Why
Okay.
should I, Kewe, why should I go into real estate?
Well, you see, every other form of investment or business engagement
Yes.
in life depend upon real estate.
Okay.
So there is nobody that can actually survive without real estate. Every other forms of investment, like I said earlier, depend upon real estate. Whatever you want to do, living in a house, the house where you live in is a piece of real estate.
Okay.
So somebody like you coming into the real estate, you are not just coming into one string thing that you never or has never been part of you from
Okay.
from the beginning.
Okay.
It's just that you are just getting aware
Okay.
about the importance. So coming into the real estate, you are doing yourself, or I would say you are opening yourself to new opportunities.
New opportunities.
Yes.
Okay. So if I get into real estate, it's a new opportunity for me.
Entirely.
What am I going to make? Because that's the cocoa. That's the cocoa. Okay, so let's talk about the importance of real estate. Why is real estate important to people? Like, because I think that's what they need to know so they can, take that route.
Okay, I'm going to use the different perspective to actually answer this question.
Okay.
From the angle of an individual or an investor, real estate creates equity for your investment diversification. That means, some people believe in one form of or one direction of investment.
Okay.
That is not very safe enough. Like, for example, when you are coming into real estate, it opens you up to diverse opportunities.
Okay.
Investment opportunity.
Okay.
Create different portfolio of investment for you.
Okay.
And the equity I mentioned about, when you are going into something like mortgage, definitely it is not expected that you are bringing the whole chunks of capital to invest in such a capital.
Okay.
So you will have what we call upfront payment.
Okay.
Then maybe a finance institution will come on board to support, get the property for you. Then the value of the property and the amount you are owing to pay.
Yes.
The difference between the value of the property and the amount you are owing, by the time you subtract the amount you are owing from the value of the property, it forms your equity.
Okay.
And that equity is good enough as a collateral to give you another loan from another financial institution, which you can use to invest in other forms of yes, to create more cash flow for yourself. Yes. So that is why real estate is extremely important. And let me just bring a brief twist to that again.
Okay.
All the wealthy men on the face of the earth invest in real estate. The reason is because it is the safest place for you to put your money to prevent it from value lost.
Okay.
In times of inflation,
And
depression, whatever pressure,
economic depression and all of that.
all the policies of government that could affect your money, the value of your money. So what they do in times of recession and all of that is they put their money in real estate because they know that real estate never depreciates in value.
Wow.
It keeps
Going
sparking in value over the years, every day as you live. So they know that. So when they foresee that there's going to be inflation in the economic policy of government that affects, what they do is they redirect their investment into real estate. So that by the time of recession is over, the value of their money is preserved. Like what happened around 2012, 13 and 14 thereabout.
Okay.
When people woke up suddenly
And
to discover that the value of their money, the purchasing power in the marketplace was no longer the same.
Yeah, it
you
had
had
dropped.
1 million, but the market value, the purchasing power in
Of
the
1 million.
marketplace is just 500k.
Yes. Yeah.
So those who were wise at that point invested their money in real estate because by the time the recession time is over, they are taking their investment from the real estate either the same or more.
Wow.
So that is one of the very
important
importance of a real estate investment.
Wow. So guys, this is so key. Like, real estate is the only place where you put in money and you don't make a loss. Because really, okay, we're on the island, for example.
Yeah.
So we hear people who say, oh, when I bought my land here, at 20 or 200,000 naira as far back as then. And now property here is 10 millions of naira, like 20 million, 10 million, just to get that's a land that doesn't even have like anything
on it.
On it. So that's the only thing that appreciates. Even if you buy it today and it's a particular amount, it doesn't go lower than that.
all.
It's only if probably you run into financial problems and you just want to sell off at a very ridiculous price, and we don't pray for that.
Yeah, definitely.
For anyone. So it's a good. So I think I'm getting interested already. So okay. So let's talk about the impact of real estate, to the economy.
Beautiful.
Do you think real estate has made, impact in the Nigerian economy? Has it added to our, our GDP or whatever, all those? Do you think so?
Well, I don't think there is any other form of investment that have impacted the economy of this nation and every other nations of the world as compared to real estate. Like I said earlier, everything revolves around real estate, the water, the rocks, the mineral resources embedded in the soil itself, the structures you have on them, form the facilities for, a business function.
Okay.
You can't stay under unshaded environment to run any business effectively.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to require you to,
have a space
in a facility to give you an enabling environment to operate, to run your business. And this all accumulates to growing the GDP of any nation. So everything depends upon the real estate. So the impact of real estate on the economy of any nation can never be overemphasized.
Wow.
It's too numerous to mention. So
it has really impacted
exactly. It has really impacted the economy in a way that we cannot
explain. Okay, so let's talk about the community now.
Yeah.
So we were talking before the show that real estate has also helped communities, in their development. So how is that?
Okay, you mentioned something briefly the other time on maybe in the passing.
Yeah.
That a piece of land around somewhere, maybe so amount. Lekki Phase 1, the much talked about Lekki Phase 1 sometimes in 1992, 3, 4, 5 thereabout.
Yeah.
It was a swamp, I would say, and then when you're talking about real estate investment, you're telling people about coming to invest on the island generally.
They will
ask you, are you actually telling me to go and throw my
My
money
money.
in the water. You get it now?
Yeah.
Then those who had the courage to, or who could see through,
Yeah, who could foresee?
yeah,
like,
foresee the future, knew that something specific, something, I mean, spectacular was about happening on the highland of Lagos.
Lagos.
And eventually, those who bought then, I've had conversation with some of the landlords around
Yeah.
Lekki here who told me they bought their land at as cheap as 70,000 naira,
Whoa.
150,000 naira, and those, I mean, same property right now sell for nothing less than 300 million,
Whoa.
200 million. Any property on a highbrow part of Lekki Phase 1 sells for nothing less than between 200 to like 500 million naira.
Wow.
That was the same property they bought for like 70,
70,000.
50, and they were just buying then with fear in their heart, like,
Yeah.
so let me just put this money and watch what happens.
That happens.
You know,
Wow. So those are the people who had.
those are the
insight.
people right now. So that brings us to a place of knowing that it is only in real estate you can invest your little or meager money and wake up one day and become a multi-millionaire.
I mean, that's like over 1,000.
Yes.
That's over 100% interest. That's like, I don't know. Like, you know,
It's
you can't even give it. I'm
unquantifiable,
telling you, like,
it's
you can't give it.
unquantifiable. And you don't feed land, you don't service land.
It's just there.
Buy it if you want to fence it, most especially when it has good title. You don't have to do anything about it. Leave it there. It's secured. With your title, your land is forever
It's
secured for
wow.
you.
Okay.
So you don't feed it, you don't service it, and it gives you such return. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It is only in real estate you can actually get that. You know, bond and stock cannot give you that.
Sometimes they drop.
Sometimes you lose every bit of the
of your investment.
investment. So
what are you waiting for? Why are you? Okay. So who should go into real estate? Like, is there a particular age group we're looking at, or can anybody get into real estate?
wow.
For example, somebody who is 18, can they go into real estate?
Anybody can go into real estate.
Okay.
If you don't have, there are people who don't have the money to go to venture into real estate investment, but
Okay.
their parents can actually do that on their behalf.
Okay.
Let me just use this story of a very renowned man in this country,
Okay.
and Pastor Paul Adefarasin.
Okay.
He was giving us a story on one of the occasions where we had a class with him. He was talking about real estate investment and other forms of comparing real estate to other forms of investment.
Okay.
And he mentioned to us about how his dad managed to acquire a piece of land or property, a piece of real estate somewhere around the VI.
Okay.
For I think about 170 something thousand thereabout. Then. And today, that property is worth over 6 billion naira.
Whoa.
Over 6 billion naira, you know. And we screamed. He said, yes, that is the miracle
Of real estate.
not magic, miracle in real estate. Or the miracle of real estate investment. So anybody can play in this industry. A child who does not even know the metrics of money making
can even
venture into real estate through the help of his parents, having understood how real estate works. They can actually preserve the future of their children, investing in real estate for their children. It is the only thing that you can bequeath to your children, the only form of investment that even you will enjoy all the benefits yourself and still bequeath to your children with
something tangible.
You know, and there is no form of inheritance one can actually leave for his children that outweigh real estate.
Wow.
No form of investment. Your car depreciates the moment you drive them out
from the first day.
Yes, out of the car lot. But real estate appreciates the more it's,
The more
the more
the longer it
the longer it
stays,
takes. Yeah.
Wow. So this is a wake-up call to all parents. I mean, you should be getting property for your children. I know somebody I have a friend, somebody I know who her mom actually got property for her and her sisters, like back to back. That's like many years ago. But today they had like, issues with accommodation, and she realized I even have property somewhere that my mom got for me. And they now built a house on it.
Wow.
So, and if she wanted to sell that property now, she can even sell, get money, and even go and buy property in another place. So really, real estate is like one of the best things you can be giving your children at this time.
Yes.
Yeah, so you can even gift it as a you can buy a property and say, you know what, your birthday, just take.
Exactly. It's the best.
It's long lasting.
Yeah, it's the best form of gift you can give
to anybody. Wow. So
like the example I make, sorry please.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like the example I made with 6 billion naira.
Yeah.
Even if this children, I mean the children of this man never had anything from inception till now, selling that property alone has made them wealthy.
Well, exactly, and forever.
So, with the fact that they were made or they are made in their different capacity, this is just an addition. They will forever remember that their father had good plans for them. That is what shows that parents actually love their children.
Okay.
Yes. So giving them cars, giving them money
are temporary
it's
things.
Not a show of love to your children. The best form of love you can show to your children is leaving a deed for them. And you can only incur deed from real estate investment. And a man does not have, or a man is not qualified to be called a man until he has a deed to his name.
Whoa, that's deep.
Yes. Until you have a deed to your name, you are not a man or a woman of substance.
Wow.
What makes you a woman or a man of substance is having a deed to your name, and deed can only be gotten from real estate investment.
Real estate investment.
Yes.
Okay, so we've done a lot of talking. Let's go on a quick break. And when we come back, we'll be rounding the show up. He'll be telling us a little bit more about how we can reach out, to him in case you're interested in real estate. So don't go anywhere too far. Please stay close. It is still Finance Affairs, brought to you from Insights Radio, your number one online finance radio station. Welcome back to the show. It is Finance Affairs, brought to you from Insights Radio, your number one online finance radio station. And of course, my name is Kewe Akindola. And before we went on a break, we were talking about real estate with special guest Mr. Rafael Ochopa. Yeah, so he's been telling us a little bit more about real estate, why you should invest, the advantages, and all of that. But very quickly now, Mr. Rafael, I'd like you to just tell us, what should we be looking out for when we want to go into real estate? We've had people who have invested or maybe bought property, and then we have the problem of omonile. They come, they say, oh, you want to put this one now, the property is not yours. In fact, my dad actually had property he bought some time ago, and we don't have that property now because we had like different people just coming to say, this is our land, and we don't have power to fight, so we just had to let it go. But that's money, wasted. Yeah. So what should we be looking out for when we want to get into property? And is there anything like the real estate companies are doing, to make it easier for us so we don't have to go through that sort of drama? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Real estate, like every other forms of investment, have its own unique risk as well.
Okay.
And some of those risks, I'll be talking about them right now. And for those who are planning maybe to venture into real estate investment for the first time,
okay,
there are some factors that are supposed to be put into consideration before you venture eventually into real estate investment, because it has its own risk, and its risk could be as enormous as any other risk thereof. And now, if you want to go into real estate investment, number one thing to look out for is make sure you look out for an experienced agent, real estate agent or realtor. Realtor, agent, broker, they all mean the same thing.
Okay.
Look out for a real estate agent who understand the terrain where you are looking at investing in.
Okay.
You know, the advent of the Dangote refineries around the Ibejuleki now is drawing the attention of every investor from across the world.
Okay.
You know, Chinese, India, America,
Lebanese,
everybody is coming towards that same direction. And it's just a tiny local government, you know, where all these audacious things are happening.
Okay.
And going into that place, because of the opportunities there is the tendency also that land swindlers will also go to perpetrate their own evil there.
Okay.
So you must look out for an experienced, a genuine agent to work with. That is number one. Number two, there is a need for you to go and see for yourself. We call it inspection. Go and inspect the property you want to invest in.
Okay.
Then, number two, you have to determine options. You have to determine options either based on your budget or based on the kind of investment you want to buy or the kind of real estate you want to buy. Maybe it's a long-term or a short term, or maybe it's for consumption or for business strictly. Consumption, I mean, maybe you want to buy to build, to start living there, to avoid maybe
paying rent and all of that.
Yes. But then if that is not the primary reasons for why you want to buy the property, then you look at other factors. Is it short-term investment? Is it long-term investment? Okay. That will largely depend on that for you to know exactly where to buy or to invest. Yeah. So those are some of the numerous factors you can use to measure your investment. Yes. Okay. You look at the place. Is it investable? Is it this kind of a place I want to live in, or I want to put my money in? What are the things that are surrounding this property that commands value over a period of time? You don't just go and see a bush and put your money in there. You make sure there is something maybe in the near future that will make bring that about place. Yes, that will bring about value to your investment before you put your money into it. Like I said, weigh option as well. You go there, inspect as many places as possible. Yes. From there, you'll be able to determine which to go with and where exactly to go with.
Yes. So, and also depends on the kind of, for example, somebody who wants to have a factory.
Yeah.
There's a kind of location that will be suitable for. So you should know what you need the property for, and then decide where to have it.
For example, around the Dangote refinery, the deep sea port, and all of those mega things happening there, somebody could just want to build an hotel. Because most of the people, the foreigners that will be coming into this country after some time, will definitely need a temporary place to put up. Then, most of the things that they will be importing as well, they will be needing where to keep them temporarily. So, another person could just come up with the idea of building a warehouse. So these are
the kinds of
investment you can buy your land to. Project towards having
those kind of things.
In the future. Because definitely there will be need for them.
Okay. So I know that in recent times, many of all these real estate companies and or organizations, they have like a payment plan. So I believe they saw that getting property now, you might not have the lump sum. So there's pay maybe bit by bit, as an instrumental payment. So does that exist with what you do currently?
Yes.
Okay.
We have a flexible payment plan to accommodate everybody, because we actually want everybody to be able to have a piece of real estate. Because, like I said earlier, you don't have a name until you have a deed to your name. what really makes your name a name is the deed that you acquire from real estate investment or purchased,
Okay.
as the case may be. So we want to make sure everybody has access to real estate, and as a result, we have land in different area around, the entire metropole of Lagos,
Okay.
where you can, with as little as 50,000 monthly or 100,000 monthly, you are already qualified to own a part of Lagos.
Wow.
And like we all know, Lagos is the hub of economy for the entire continent of Africa. So having a piece of real estate in a place like Lagos is securing your future forever. And another thing I would like you to know here is this: we have the most expensive piece of real estate in the world in Lagos.
In Lagos. Lagos. Are you serious?
Yes. Some property in places like VI and Ikoyi are more expensive than some places like
abroad in other countries,
Texas and
some other places.
Yes. So investing in real estate will be doing yourself much favor that can never be estimated.
Yes. Okay.
So we have that kind of plan.
You have that kind of plan.
Pay over a period of time like 3 months, 6 months, a year, 24 months. That's 2 years.
That's 2 years.
So, and that is
that's a good enough time for you
to actually pay off and own your own part of Lagos.
Your own part of Lagos. I like the way you put it, own your own part of Lagos.
Yes.
So you can have, a part of Lagos to yourself. So how do they reach out to you?
Well,
is there like a number?
Yes.
You can call you on?
Yes.
Yeah, so, okay.
My number is 080 630 34564.
Okay. Maybe you should take that again.
I call it again. 080
okay.
630 34564.
Okay.
So anybody who wants to reach me, we have genuine property. There are some people who will come to a place and change the narrative. We have come to the space to change the narrative, like you said the other time, that at some point in the past your parent bought some piece
property.
of and eventually you lost it because of the fact that there was no proper structure in the real estate space back in the days. But right now, it is only the fool that will go into the error of falling victim to the hands of Omonile, because now they are no longer a burden. They are no longer a case.
So you guys, you've heard it all. Real estate is one of the best things you can be giving to yourself. Real estate is one of the biggest gifts you can give to yourself and even give to others. It is security for today and also for tomorrow. Some people even, just like he said, Donald Trump just does real estate, and a lot of people actually just live on real estate. It's a business. You can start real estate and you're not doing anything else. That's all you do, and you're making money from your property. It can translate into real physical cash. It can be used as investment, can be used as collateral for getting loans, and many more. So you guys need to reach out to Rafael and and start getting your properties in place. So thank you so much for being on the show. Join us same time next week as we do this again. So what I say, have a great afternoon. My name is Kevin Akindola. Take care of yourself.
Thank you so much.